I've called this brief video reflection Here and Now because that's an attractive enough title. I knew that if I gave it the title that I would explain more clearly exactly what I was going to speak about, you'd probably turn off. That title was The Doctrine of the Incarnation. Now that sounds a bit heavy, so let's stick for the moment with the here and now. Because it seems to me that one of the great difficulties that we have in living our lives of faith is that we struggle to appreciate and to experience fully the fact that God is with us in the here and now. And not just the here and now, but the reality of the here and now, whatever that reality is. As we reflected in a few days ago, that is the circumstances of the day, whatever those circumstances are no obstacle for God. God works in the midst of our circumstances, in the midst of our reality, in the here and now. There's a common perception that existed before the incarnation, before the angel appeared to Mary and Mary gave birth to Jesus. So in the Old Testament, the common perception was that God was around, yes, but God lived in the heavens which were far away. It's interesting that if you ask a group of children, where does God live? They're most likely to answer in heaven. And if you ask them, well, where is heaven? They'll probably point up. And that was a common perception in the Old Testament. God lived in the heavens, and sometimes God would come down from the heavens and would speak to the holy person on the top of the hill, because if God lived up there in the heavens, the top of the hill was the point on earth which was closest to the heavens. And God would speak in signs that were in the heavens, like the rainbow after the flood, or the pillars of fire that led them by night through the desert, or the cloud in the day. But in the incarnation, God came down from the heavens, not just to the top of the mountain, not just to the palace of the king on the slopes of the mountain, but right among us, in the most unlikely of places, to an unknown couple, Mary and Joseph, who were in a stable, a cave, a home for animals. And that brings wonderful meaning for us. This is the heart of the incarnation. God is with us, often in the most unlikely circumstances, circumstances that we may even consider to be godless. God is present in the present reality, in the here and now. It's difficult for us Christians to grasp that because we still have in us a remnant of the old idea that God needs us to please and appease him. God doesn't need that. God needs us to wake up to the fact that we are needy, that we are sinners. And when we turn to God, acknowledging that, God comes to us. God is with us all the time, but we wake up to the reality, we become aware of our need, and we have a capacity for the great love that is offered to us. In the doctrine of the incarnation, yes, that's where we see it explained very fully, but let's just say for today, God is with us in the here and now, in the circumstances of today, whatever those circumstances are. In whatever your circumstances are today, turn to God. Ask God to reveal himself. Express to God your need. And that way we open ourselves to the fullness of God with us.